3 days done with 3 more now because, well, one day has been added after a 1-day extension at the India AI Impact Summit 2026. Well, it has been a turbulent run. There have been infrastructure announcements and big ticket commitments. There has also been disruption, logistical strain, and the fact that the controversy over a, well, robotic dog that appeared anything but. So, as the summit passes its halfway mark, is this a defining policy moment or simply a well-produced showcase? We ask Mr. Kanish Singh, our tech editor, and he will be, of course, weighing in and letting us know what is going on and what are his feelings about such a huge marquee event. Welcome to Front Page, Kanish. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me, Sudhi. These 3 days have been quite a wild ride, I must say.
Yeah.
From announcements to controversies, as you mentioned, to investment opportunities, which may have been sort of a bitter pill to swallow because they are not as much, but they are still there.
But tell me this, Kanish. I mean, I have to obviously ask you this. Do you believe that all of the, it's a marquee event, it's on the international global stage, we've invited luminaries, but then chaos which is logistical is painful.
True.
It showcases a certain sense of, well, call it tardiness.
An embarrassment.
Yes, an embarrassment, and those are the memories which we don't want people to carry back when we're talking about India setting the roadmap for the future as far as AI infrastructure is concerned. So what do you think has been the, well, main tone? Do you think the announcements and all of the commitments have overpowered the controversies?
Well, the controversies have definitely grabbed the headlines. If you look at X or if you look at other platforms, Galgotias is trending. Earlier, the chaos at the expos where some of these founders reported that their wearables got stolen.
Yeah.
That was trending. So those things definitely did catch headlines. And they
But by the way, he got it back and it was a masterclass in marketing.
He got it. I hope Delhi police does as fantastic a job for the rest of us as well, where our wallets are lost. But yeah.
Well, those are wallets. This was a wearable.
Well, this was a wearable. This was a 12,000 rupee worth wearable for just one wearable is 12,000 rupees worth, and it's a fantastic device as well. What Neo Sapien has furnished. But there have been quite a few other developments as well, which got drowned out, which we can talk here today.
Absolutely, and I want you to shed light on it. For example, healthcare.
Right.
For example, the big data center announcements.
Right. In healthcare, I think a lot of push came from the government this time, where the Health Minister JP Nadda, he announced at least 2 initiatives, and these are concrete initiatives. And there are some other initiatives as well, which are quite honestly up in the air. But these have been concrete ones, which is AI in healthcare for India, which is the SAHI initiative for integrating responsibly and ethically AI technology into India's healthcare infrastructure. Then there's the benchmark open data platform for health AI to create an indigenous benchmark for health AI models. So these are fantastic announcements.
Yotta, of course.
Yotta, I mean, yeah, when it comes to infrastructure, AI infrastructure, Yotta's 2 billion announcement is the headline grabbing one. Also, Micron will also start producing high bandwidth memories in India, which is a good news. Unfortunately, there are not many other infrastructure announcements that are coming in. Google today, though, that announced I think it's a 50 million subsea cable initiative. It's called the India-America Connect initiative, where subsea cables will be deployed from across Global South.
By the way, this was announced some time back, but it was launched today.
This was launched today, right. They had an event today. I think Visakhapatnam will be a gateway in that initiative. So that's there, but there are not as many funding opportunities, to be honest. Microsoft, as you said, had announced a $50 million. But that's for the Global South, and that already included the 17.5 million investment opportunity for India, which was announced, I think, in December. So all that is there.
But the fact is, okay, let me then ask you this. Sarvam AI, Bharat Gen, right? the people who essentially, I mean, the companies essentially doing the heavy lifting, and this was the general tonality and the understanding prior to the start of the summit that, you know, these will be championing the cause of AI as far as things are concerned. Do you think with their announcements and with their demonstrations, etc., which have taken place, and there's still some to go, do you feel that they have definitely made sure that they deserve the spotlight?
This is why the India AI Impact Summit is so crucial. It's to highlight these indigenous LLMs, these sovereign AI opportunities that India is creating for not just for India, but for the rest of the world. The best story from the entire event till now was from this IIT Guwahati student. His name is, he's an IIT Guwahati student, Shalingam Devangan. He created a 5 billion parameter multilingual model only for 1.1 lakh. That was the cost of his model.
Fabulous.
Now that creates a lot of opportunity. That democratizes AI.
Absolutely.
Right? So these are the stories which are coming up. There's Shod AI, which is creating a generative AI model for material sciences from India. We did an exclusive on that. Gyani has created a multi-billion parameter voice-to-voice AI model. And of course, Sarvam. Sarvam's 30 billion model, as you rightly said, passes benchmarks, but it's 105 billion model.
Right.
Positions it directly with competitors like DeepSeek or ChatGPT. And that's big for India.
No, that's stellar. I also, Kanesh, want to ask you this. So let's say, I mean, you have been to events in the past. You have covered events extensively, both internationally as well. What do you feel should be that one central tone, or for that matter, that central aspect, which should be showcased to wow the world? Do you feel that this Impact Summit that we are currently undergoing has that? Does it have that? And was that a part of the thought?
Only if that Chinese dog was Indian. That would have definitely wowed the world. And you know,
wowed the world.
Absolutely. We're laughing at that, but there's a concern for embarrassment. There's also national security, which is that there's a reason why India banned TikTok. There's a reason why India effectively banned Huawei. That there were national security concerns.
True.
And then we have a Chinese manufactured dog, Robo dog, which is coming and being displayed as an Indian dog. And there's another, I think it's, we're not sure actually, I'm not sure whether I should throw it in the air, but EY also created, has introduced a dog. We're not sure whether it's made in India. So all these opportunities do sort of
put a slight
dampen the mood. Absolutely.
Slight dampeners, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, but the upside. Since yesterday, Mr. Mohandas Pai was with us on front page, which was a wonderful spectacle. He did speak about the deep tech aspect, right? We talked about only 10,000 crores, which is invested, which according to him is peanuts. And I do tend to agree with him because of the fact that he just gave a very interesting comparison. Subsidies are 4 lakh crores, for example. And we are just looking at deep tech as something as 10,000 crores. Do you feel that that could have been a very important central point, especially on such an important summit on a global stage for us?
Definitely.
To wow the world that, okay, wait a minute, these guys are really working on things.
You know, you're absolutely right. 10,000 crores is peanuts. The India AI mission, I think 10,000 crores was also sanctioned for that.
10,371.92.
You're absolutely exact. I'm impressed. But in the current budget year, when Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, she presented the budget, the fine print was not as glorious. Yeah. The allocation reduced from 2,000 crore last year to 1,000 crore this year for the mission, which is absolutely unpalatable. Last year itself, out of the 2,000 crores sanctioned, only 700 crores were utilized. So, like, where is this mission headed? How serious are we about building GPUs from India or building foundational models? Although there are some debates over whether or not it's feasible for India to build foundational models because India has a mastery in software services. So why not double down on software, and tie it up with these foundational models and use AI to enhance those softwares? But that also brings the jobs question
Yes.
into the picture. And the summit, though the summit began with chaos, it also began with concern over jobs.
Right.
I think it was
but when the Infosys Anthropic collaboration took place, maybe there was a slight sigh of relief. Do you feel, is that good enough, or do we need a lot more?
We definitely need a lot more. There has been collaborations which have been taking place. In this summit alone, OpenAI has collaborated with Zomato, Make My Trip, Ixigo. NVIDIA has collaborated with so many companies that you have already mentioned. So collaborations are fine, but what's happening on the ground? The concerns over jobs is still not gone away. I think it was Microsoft India president only who said that, okay, AI will not kill jobs,
Sure.
it will only unbundle jobs, which makes sense. But how true is that? Because
No, but that's honestly, Ganesh, that's nice. It sounds wonderful. It's lovely. It's almost like a line out of a wonderful pitch deck. But let's face it, on ground, people are very, very unclear. There's a state of panic as far as jobs is concerned. Also, I'd like to ask you this. For example, a lot of people, let's say the model launches which have taken place, do you feel, I mean, have you received any form of feedback from the actual users who are using this, whatever has been launched in the summit, for example?
well, the summit has
Because
been,
finally, that's what matters, no?
yeah, absolutely, that's what matters. It's just the launches, so I think it's a little early to say whether or not how well their impact is. We're also yet to see their the benchmarks on Hugging Face and all these platforms. So we're yet to figure out. Although some of these sovereign AI LLMs, they are pitching themselves as among the top on these benchmarks. But a lot really remains to be seen on how these sovereign LLMs are being used, because a lot of them are multilingual.
Sure.
They are voice to voice, they are text to speech. One is any to any. So, right. So it's very, glorious. It sounds very glorious, but it will take time. We will at least in the next 1 month, we should know how effective they are.
See, the reason I asked you that question, I'm going to connect it to something. So when we go head to head with platforms, like, so for example, an Aratai, when it was launched, was a direct sort of a, head on with a WhatsApp. You get my point?
Right.
Same logic is what I'm trying to understand from you, because yes, it's great for a demo. Yes, it's great for a launch. It's showing our power, flexing our muscles on a global stage. But do you feel that they have the legs to actually percolate down to the actual users, is my point. Is that buzz being created through the summit?
That's where that IIT Guwahati students come into the picture when it comes to democratizing AI and the access to AI, right? Announcements are fine and good. Even Arata announcement was pretty great, but where is it now?
Yes.
Right? And then there have been lots of announcements, Sanjar Sathi and lots of these things. But the actual use really lies in the fact that how accessible it is to you and I, to us living in cities, to us tracking AI summits. We might as well just download these apps and figure out where, or just talk to developers and figure out how these LLMs are functioning. But to the person on the ground, not looking at the AI summit, still working their jobs and being impacted by AI, and how it's threatening their jobs versus how it's improving their jobs as well, because it is, to be honest. How that impacts them will take time.
Two things. One is the fact that as far as the infrastructure commitments and announcements which have been made, how does that indicate for India? Is it huge shift globally, or is it going to be a slow burn? And with 3 days to go, what are your expectations? And of course, tomorrow there is no expo area at the summit, because of the fact that there are going to be dignitaries who are going to be speaking. Most probably Mr. Sundar Pichai will be coming in. There will be other very high profile guests who will be there. So the expo area will be cordoned off, or it actually would not, there won't be any expo area tomorrow at the summit. So everyone who's watching, just make a note of that if you're going to be there tomorrow at the summit. And of course, now back to you, Kanish. I want to ask you, 3 more days to go. What are your expectations and the announcements which have been made regarding India? are they exponential growth for India globally, or is it going to be a slow burn?
It really depends on what the announcements are. Something like Yotta, if those kinds of numbers really come in over the next 2 or 3 days, then yeah, we can be a little more hopeful of India.
Would you like to maybe share the numbers with our viewers if you have them at the top of your head? No.
On Yotta?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about the sheer number of announcements in terms of the numbers.
Right, of course. There have been not as many, but for example, in space, they said that, okay, yeah, we'll invest 6 crores, which is not a good figure in space tech startups. Qualcomm was much better. It announced a $150 million dollar boost over the next 4 years. Then Peak 50 also announced not as much, only 120 crores.
Which is not much.
Not much at all. That's why, other than Yotta,
Yotta was 20,000 GPUs is what they're pledging.
Almost 21,000.
$2 billion worth.
And that too, Blackwell ultra-fast GPUs, the B300s, which are really good. So that makes it hopeful, right? But there are lots more.
And of course, we had an exclusive interaction with Mr. Sunil Gupta, which was great.
Yes. But over the next 2 days, if we have figures like Yotta, we would definitely, we would be hopeful. But there are because lots.
What do you expect out of Adani, though? I mean, it was announced yesterday, but in terms of now, moving forward, do you feel there's anything which is going to maybe come from Reliance, because they've been relatively silent?
Reliance also promised something. Adani promised $100 billion infrastructure in data centers also over the next few years. So that sounds promising, but till now, at least from these two conglomerates,
Giants,
we have not exactly seen a lot of data center investments. Yotta is still the leader. 75% of India's GPU capacity is with Yotta. So I think our eggs are in that basket. But we're definitely hopeful. It really depends on what Adani's blueprint is for data center investments. But over the next 2 days, there are lots of more speakers.
Sure.
Tomorrow is going to be a heavy headlining day with Sam Altman coming, Alexander Wong, Julie Sweet from Accenture, Demis is also again going to appear.
Sundar Pichai.
Sundar Pichai, he was there today as well on a Google event. Then Brad Smith.
By the way, just I needed to add this. This is very, very important. It's big news. Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav has just said that India is to get 200 billion worth of investments over the next 1 year.
Right, over the next 2 years, he announced yesterday.
2 years, sorry.
Right, and he expects 200 billion investments over the next 2 years.
Sure.
Which I hope really comes to fruition. A lot of that, again, depends on how conducive the government...
I apologize, this was not just in.
Yeah.
This was announced. I just got over-enthusiastic.
I mean, it is an enthusiastic event. The summit is...
Thanks for covering that for me.
Of course, the summit is...
Kind of you.
It's pretty...
Kind of you.
We are all pretty
I felt
excited.
like the robotic dog for a second. Yeah, fair.
Well, so yeah, tomorrow is going to be pretty exciting when it comes to the lineup. And yeah, the expo has been moved to from tomorrow. They're not going to show on Saturday. They're going to show.
Yeah.
So the event has stretched.
I just want to ask you this in conclusion. What do you feel would be the kind of takeaways that we would like as a sovereign AI nation for the world beaters and the leaders who are going to be coming in, lining up, speaking tomorrow as takeaways? What do you feel that should be the aspiration, or what is it that we are expecting them to have as takeaways when they leave?
Well, India AI Summit comes at a time when India is trying to pitch itself as a leader of the global South.
Right.
It is the first major AI summit in the global South itself. So when it comes to the regional leadership, a lot of these entrepreneurs, a lot of these big tech titans, they will try to position India as a global South leader, because at the end of the day, China is at the end of the day, it's being sidelined by American. Yeah, exactly. So India is well primed to be a leader in the global South. It also all depends on how effectively India can harness that particular opportunity.
Fair.
Right.
Fair enough. Kanishk, as always, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, and thank you so much for the numbers and the lineup that you just shared with us. Tomorrow is definitely going to be a big day.
Right.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow seems to be the one where it's going to be creating a lot of headlines at the summit. Of course, I just wanted to repeat again that the expo area is not going to be there tomorrow because of the high dignitaries who are going to be coming in, the officials. But of course, 3 more days to go. There is a lot to still expect, and I hope that what Kanish just mentioned, that the big boys who are going to be at the summit starting tomorrow are going to have that takeaway, that India is going to be the global South leader. And of course, if you want to interact with the AIM crew, they are going to be on the ground, Pallavi and Siddharth, and look out for them because they might just be having an interaction with you. And of course, AIM is going to be covering a lot of the events, is going to be covering this live. And Kanish, you're also going to be covering this as far as the Analytics India Mag situation, right?
Absolutely. We started live updates
on the website.
On the website itself,
so
yesterday.
Check them out because
we are very thorough. We are very proud of those live updates because we're very thorough.
Yeah, and I believe you.
Yes. Because we're covering all tech angles, whether it's from Indian AI or from big tech. All the developments that are happening at the summit, we're covering all of it.
Fabulous.
And we're keeping our readers abreast with all the developments.
Wonderful. Do you feel that Sam Altman is right about what he said last time in terms of Indian startups?
Well, he backtracked, didn't he? He absolutely backtracked because he was going to come here and he's going to show up again. What he said last time that Indian AI startups may not be as well placed to counter to drive the global AI narrative. But with the current developments, with what we saw today, with the Sarvam releasing its mature 105 billion parameter model, I think that narrative is sort of sliding. And when Sam Altman meets Indian founders at the summit tomorrow, I think he'll come up with a better takeaway.
Wonderful. Well, there you have it. And of course, that story and a lot more you can read in our magazine, which is the Analytics India magazine. And it has got some great stuff. It's gold there. And of course, you can also get the real-time updates. Unlike my Ashwini Vaishnav announcement out of sheer enthusiasm, these ones are real-time on the website and they're constantly being updated. They're very thorough. And of course, we look forward to the next 3 days of the summit. One day has been extended. For right now, we're going to take a short little break and always remember, think AI, think AIM.